And I'm just gonna. All right, so there you go, Marion. Miss Dyer.
Thank you, Mrs.
Oh yes.
Pucci. Welcome to our virtual open house. StDavids Preschool is a tiny gem at the far eastern end of the island. Currently, we are housed in the old pilot station, which has been around since the 18th century. Prior to moving to this building in 2014, StDavids Preschool was housed in the barracks at the St. David's Battery. StDavids has had a preschool for over 35 years, as I remember working there at the preschool when it was at the barracks when I first started teaching. A lot has changed, a lot has stayed the same. We are still a community family-oriented school with a dedicated professional team who look forward to serving you again this year. We have 3 full-time staff members. My name is Marion Dyer, and I'm the current preschool administrator. I have been a preschool teacher for over 35 years, 23 of them as a preschool administrator. Previously, I was at the Prospect Preschool and St. Paul's in Paget. I have 3 children of my own, 2 girls and a boy. I also have 2 little granddaughters. In my spare time, I love to bake, garden, and do photography. I'm also a trained SCARS facilitator. Being an administrator is a job I absolutely love, and I look forward to meeting you and your little ones in person. My deputy is Mrs. Dawnette Simons, and she is also a full-time classroom teacher. She's been teaching for over 20 years. She has taught at both the primary and preschool level. Her hobbies include boxing, salsa dancing, listening to music, decorating, and reading. She is passionate about early childhood education and the holistic development of the child. She is also looking forward to a wonderful learning adventure with our incoming September students. Mrs. Christina Painter has been teaching for 20 years, 17 of those in preschool, and she recently moved to St. David's Preschool and is loving it. She loves teaching little people and making learning relevant and fun for them. When she is not in school, she loves spending time with her daughter and her dogs. Her latest hobby is playing drums in the Coral Beach, Bermuda Brazilian percussion group. We have a lot of fun. The public school system is also blessed to have access to a number of peripatetic staff who come in to assist our little ones. Ms. Kaunika Bridgewater is our counselor. Our occupational therapist is Mrs. Julie Farnsworth. Our speech therapist is Ms. Denise Matthews. Lori Morby is our educational therapist. Zalika Millett is our learning support teacher. And last but not least, our physiotherapist is Ms. Mia Daniels. These ladies regularly attend the school and help the children who may need a little extra help with skills that they'll need to be ready to be successful in primary school. This year, COVID, the pandemic, hit the world. And so in preschool, we have some protocols. The protocols for preschool, they're expected to wear a mask for arrival and departure. We take their temperatures when they arrive on the inside of their wrist prior to coming into the building. And we wash our hands many, many times a day. Social distancing is attempted, but it's difficult. We understand. Our building is 2-story, and we have a classroom on the lower level and a classroom on the upper level. The lower classroom belongs to Mrs. Painter. We have done our best to try and make the classroom still as preschool friendly as possible, and we've done it in very creative ways. The children still have access to a library with the books all sealed in plastic bags, and our cleaner that we have cleans them after every child's use. The children have learned to put them on a special table so that everything can get cleaned before another child uses it. In this lower room, there'll be all kinds of centers. There's blocks, there's fine motor, there's computer, there's the dress up center. There's also Play-Doh and writing, and all sorts of other centers that you'll see on a regular basis. On the way up to the stairs, we have the bathroom, and then you go up the stairs and there's another bathroom. Mrs. Simons's classroom is upstairs. She has similar learning stations, but different materials. You'll find blocks, writing, science, dramatic play. And again, the items are found in Ziploc or plastic containers so they can be cleaned prior to another child using them. The third large room we have upstairs is the nap room. And again, with COVID protocols, we have the beds spaced apart, and everybody sleeping in the same direction as we attempt to keep everybody healthy and safe. Our preschool day starts with the children arriving and looking at books. At the moment, we have the hoops set out, so each child knows they go get a book, sit in the hoops, and they have a look at the books. And then, as you can see with them in their orange shirts, which is our school shirt, they're having a grand time because every morning we do music and movement. So they stay in their safe bubble hoop and they enjoy singing and dancing and twirling, and we connect the brain ready to learn. Then they go between the two classrooms, half go up, half go down, and they enjoy working in centers and they have group and circle time. After that, they'll come back down for fruit. And after their fruit snack, they go outside for outdoor play. Then when they come back in, it's lunchtime. And after lunchtime, we might do some review, we might do some Mighty Minutes, we might do a story, and then they'll have a nap time. After nap time, they'll get up again and we do stories and review and books, and then it's time to go home. So they have a busy day at our school. The curriculum that we currently use is called with Teaching Strategies Gold. It's a research-based curriculum used for children on a continuum from birth to 8 years old. Studies are used to investigate areas of interest. The students will work on skills for social emotional growth that include building relationships with others, learning to communicate feelings with words, being part of a group. They'll also work on physical skills like for balance, jumping, and writing. Language skills like beginning to understand directions and communicate experiences. The cognitive skills they'll work on are things like persistence and problem solving. Their literacy skills include understanding rhyme, hearing differences in sound, and emergent writing skills. Mathematics skills such as counting and understanding spatial relationships like above, behind, etc. are also worked on. Science and technology skills that invite the students to ask questions about things that are around them, like plants and animals. In social studies, they learn about themselves and families. The program also includes music, art, dance, and visual arts. One of the best things about the curriculum is that each child is taken from where they are and moved on to the next area. There are no mandatory prerequisites for this curriculum or preschool. All that is asked is that students be toilet trained prior to arrival. If your child has a special need, you must contact Mrs. Carmelita Trott, whose information will be on the slide at the end, who will ensure that your child, if they have special needs, has the support they need to give them the best opportunity for success. St. David's Preschool does not have a morning or an after-school care program, but we do have a wonderful lady in our community named Ms. Sarah Crockwell, who has a morning program. She also has a minivan that assists with picking up and dropping off children, and her number and information are here. Do you have any questions for me?
If you have any questions, you can go ahead and mute yourself, unmute yourself, or you can put them in the chat.
I can't see the chat, so you'll have to assess me.
Yeah, I don't see any messages and any questions in the chat at this time. It says one person saying she doesn't have access to a camera. However, camera is showing up on her device, so maybe it's not working.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
well, Miss Eve, I was going to say,
if there's no questions, this is the information on how to find us at St. David's Preschool. There's our phone number, my email address. The preschool registration is February 2nd to the 4th online, and you would go to the ministry website, www.moed.bm. Ms. Jacqueline Eve is the registration coordinator. She's also on this call tonight. And Mrs. Carmelita Trott is the education officer for special ed, and she is also on the call tonight. And their contact emails and numbers are also on the slide. Thank you very much for coming to our open house, and I do hope we get to meet you all in person when you register for the preschool.
So there is a comment about the new student link. That's Miss Eve who sent that comment, and maybe she would like to
I
expand
just put
on
it in there.
Oh, okay, it's following up. So
Mhm.
that's the new student link to register.
Should I stop sharing my screen now, or?
Just looking to see, there's somebody just being admitted. So just give them a second to come on and we can ask if there are any questions. Some people might have dropped off and are returning. So if there aren't any questions, that will conclude our presentation for this evening. If Ms. Trutt would like to say a few words, you're certainly welcome at this time. Otherwise,
Good evening, parents. If you do have any questions and you're thinking about it, like Ms. Dyer said, please don't hesitate to give me a call so that we can make your child's transition into our government preschools go smoothly. So it's Carmelita Trott. I'm on vacation right now, but if you leave a message on that email address or telephone that number, I'll get back to you, I promise. And we can talk about transitioning your child into our preschool. Ms. Eve, do you want to say registration is tomorrow?
Registration is tomorrow,
Sorry.
February 2nd to the 4th. Applications will be, the link opens up tonight at midnight. Please upload the required documentation. That is a copy of your child's birth certificate and a copy of a Balco bill for verification of address. And that's about it. All preschoolers should be fully toilet trained. And it is recommended that they also have completed their CDP 2-year-old screening. Okay.
okay, back over to you, Ms. Dyer. You can close us out.
She's on mute.
You're muted, Marion. Oh, there you go.
Thank you. I was looking for my mic. Thank you very much for those persons who have attended to have a look at St. David's Preschool. Truly sorry we couldn't do this in person, but I do hope the pictures have helped you get an idea of what it looks like. And we would love to have your little ones and can't wait to meet them in person. Have a good night and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Dyer and team. Our next open house we have someone being admitted. Our next open house is for VictorScott Preschool, and that's not due to start until 6 o'clock. So we have 15 minutes until that time. And so what we will do is we will take a break. If you want to stay on for VictorScott, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you're free to leave at this time. Thank you for joining us. So some individuals might have just joined. And so I see a few people who do not have their cameras on. It's fine to have your camera off now, but some people we've just admitted, and we really don't want to admit anyone else quite yet. Some folks don't have their cameras on. We haven't been able to see who they are. And this is a security measure. And we very much would like your cooperation with this. So you might get a message. Some of the folks that are on here, we are familiar with you. You have been with us on a few Zooms. So hopefully you have wonderful stories to tell about our open houses, and encourage your friends to register as well. Thank you, Ms. Bean. Okay, so I'm gonna mute myself and we'll just have a break. If you need to get up, get a cup of tea or take care of any personal needs, you're free to do so. And if you want to close out your video, since you're all admitted and we've seen you, you can close out your video until we start. That would be fine. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the preschool open houses. The next open house up is VictorScott Preschool with Miss Glednora Ming. We will start once you have started your cameras rolling. This is a security measure, and we very much appreciate your cooperation in this. So there are a few people who haven't quite, maybe they haven't come back from the break. And so we have someone just joining us. It's taking a little while to connect. Just a second. Give me 1 extra minute. I'm going to start recording. Oh, it has. Okay. Okay. Ms. Daniels and Ms. Ming, you're free to start and put up share your screen. Oh, just one moment. I see what the technical issue is. Ms. Daniels, I've just opened up so that you can share your screen. Sorry about that delay. Wonderful.
Everyone. Virtual.
This is VictorScott Preschool Virtual
Hey,
Open House.
Ms. Ming?
This is VictorScott Preschool Virtual Open House.
VictorScott Preschool, a solid foundation for a lifetime of learning. Our intention is that children will get a solid foundation of preschool, turn them into lifelong learners. At VictorScott Preschool, our mission ensure an environment where children feel safe, respected, and where kindness is modeled by adults. To ensure an environment where students feel free to ask questions.
Ms. Ming, it's not coming through clearly. I'm not too sure if you can hear on your end. It's the audio is a little distorted.
Hey, what about now?
Let's ask our participants.
It's still very distorted.
I will switch to
I'm not sure if your internet's not stable. Trying to see. All right, we're going to pause for a minute and assess the technical issues. We have a few more people joining us. Please remember to keep your cameras on. We appreciate that. Okay, while we are waiting for Miss, oh, here she goes, coming back.
How are the other students?
Okay, let's start again. So can everyone hear now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, welcome to the virtual open house for Victor Scott Preschool. Can you see me? Yes, you can. All right. I'll start again with our mission. We will ensure an environment where children feel safe and respected, and where kindness is modeled by adults each and every day. And we will ensure an environment where students feel free to ask questions and take risks. We will ensure an environment where children have opportunities to find the answers for their questions for themselves with the teacher as facilitator. Next slide. We have a vision of creating an environment here at Victor Scott where inquiry-based learning is the focus. Next slide.
Meet my fabulous team. Meet my fabulous team. This is Miss Mean.
I am Miss Ming. I am the preschool administrator. I have worked in early childhood education for over 35 years. I love what I do, intend to do it until I'm 100 maybe. And that's it. Next slide.
This is Miss Daniels. This is Miss Vance.
Ms. Carla Benz is our preschool teacher. She has worked in education for over 19 years. She is full of fun, loves to do the science activities, really enjoys what she does. Classroom is like super organized. That's Miss Benz.
This is Miss Daniels.
Miss Daniels, believe it or not, has been teaching for over 21 years. Now, these teachers, Ms. Binns, Ms. Daniels, and the next teacher, Mrs. McNaughton, they have all come over from St. John's Preschool. I neglected to say that in 2016, St. John's Preschool amalgamated with Victor Scott Primary, and so we became Victor Scott Preschool. And these three teachers that we still have today were teachers from the original St. John's Preschool. So if you're looking for them, this is where they are. Next slide.
This is Miss McNaughton.
Mrs. McNaughton has been teaching for over 30 years. She loves to bake. She likes to go on nature walks with the children. Loads of experience. She's not with us tonight, but hopefully she'll be joining us soon. Next slide.
This is Mr. Evans.
This is Mr. Evans. He ensures that we have a clean, tidy, germ-free environment. He really takes care of us. He looks out for the children and adds to our family in a great way. Mr. Craig Evans.
Miss Millet.
This is Miss Salika Millet. She is our learning support teacher. Next. Next one.
And Miss Morby.
Ms. Lori Morby is our educational therapist. Sometimes children need extra support in the classroom around behavior, and she is the one who delivers for us, Mrs. Lori Morby.
This is Miss Aberdeen.
Mrs. Aberdeen is our school counselor. She's also the counselor for VictorScott Primary. So if your child gets to know Mrs. Aberdeen at the preschool level, chances are they will already know her as they move up to the primary division, and that's really a bonus for us. Next slide. Through the health department, we have the services of the occupational therapist, the speech language pathologist, and the physiotherapist. This is a look at our daily schedule. Now, because of COVID protocols, we are somewhat restricted, but each child will have elements of what you see there. There'll just be some minor adjustments so that children can play in their bubbles outside. So instead of everyone being outside on the playground at the same time, one class goes out at one time and the other two have their times to go. So we start at 9 o'clock. From 9 to 10, there's a class out. From 10 to 11, there's a class out. And then from 11 to 12, there's a class out. And keep in mind that they are never, ever on the playground with the older children in the primary school. They will have that field to themselves. Okay, so we start our day. The teachers start at 8:15, and they have until 8:30 to prepare. We start accepting children at 8:30. We like to have everyone in by 9. And that's when our large group time. Now, again, with the COVID restrictions in place, we give people a bit more time to arrive. And the children start off their day with their individual activity boxes and such in their own spots. So there you have choice time. This is where ordinarily we would have interest areas throughout the classroom. Again, because of COVID, that has been turned into individual bins. So teachers get an idea of what individual children are interested in, and they include that in their activity boxes. They will change out items, they will add books, they will, make note of who wants to play with what, and that's some of the adjustments that we've had to make. At small group time, again, it looks quite different because we have to keep everyone in their spots. So hopefully we'll get back to a time where we can get into a little huddle and have a lesson, but that's one thing that has changed. We have fruit time. Children are encouraged to bring fresh fruit each day. Water is the beverage of choice around here. We encourage trash-free lunches. And then there you see the rest of the day, playground time. We build in the washroom routines and added to that, it's like maybe 5 times more opportunities to wash hands. And then we have a rest time, another read aloud, and a recap of the day. And then the children are dismissed at 3. And teacher preparation starts again until 3:15. Next slide, please. Next one.
Greetings from VictorScott's Preschool. Take a walk with me to see our school day adventures. We do our best to keep everything in its place. A clean and tidy workspace helps us as we learn. Our learning boxes keep our materials neat and tidy. We express ourselves through music, drama, art, play, and dance. Each day, we receive a solid foundation for a lifetime of learning. Our teachers have the most patience in the world. They gently correct our mistakes and lovingly guide us to make better choices. We play on the same field as our primary students. But the good news is we play at separate times. Our playtimes are split into 3 sections. 1 bubble for each section, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, or 11 to 12. Washing our hands is important at our school. We understand the importance of eating healthy lunches, fresh fruit, and drinking plenty of water. After all our learning and creativity, we look forward to taking our naps. Our teachers teach us that we are little scientists, and we are free to explore our world. On behalf of our preschool administrator, Ms. Gladnora Ming, and our beautiful, patient, fun-loving, amazing staff, thank you for spending time with us at VictorScott Preschool, where we're not expected to be perfect. We're only expected to be great.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like you to look at this last set of pictures. And you see what used to happen pre-COVID and what happens during COVID. Children are very adaptable. And I just thought I would like to share this with you. We don't have the soft doll babies out because they're a little more difficult to keep sanitized. But here you have this little girl. She's made a doll baby out of wooden blocks. and plastic blocks. You know, she's going to have that doll baby no matter what. So I just wanted to share that with you. And is there another slide? Yes, these are our objectives that we work through, and we will go more in depth with those during our orientation, should you choose to send your little one to VictorScott Preschool. Are there any questions at this time? Oh, let me just see if there are any questions. We can keep that up. Are there any questions from anyone at this time? No?
Feel free to write in the chat or to unmute yourselves. We do have Ms. Carmelita Trott with us. She helps to transition children that may have some special needs, and she will be the person that would work along with you. So at registration, if you your child has any special needs, we ask you that you identify them. So Ms. Trott might have a few words to say, and we also have our registration coordinator, Ms. Eve, who may wish to have a few words if you don't have any questions at this time.
So I see some questions around morning programs, after school programs. We have always been in a position to offer an after school program and on occasion an early morning program. It very much depends on the demand. And in my experience, I've found that there is always a camp available, and you will find that even your child's former nursery school will be happy to have them back during the break. So that's what we find usually happens, and that it's usually not a problem. But there are several camps also going. We don't usually have them, but there are within VictorScott School, there are usually a few camps.
And
Any
what
other
about
questions?
uniforms? There's a question about uniforms. Do they have to?
We have a uniform that we use mainly on the day that we used to have tennis. So it's like a PE uniform of sorts. And we also use this uniform when we go out on field trips. So it's a t-shirt with shorts, a sweatsuit for the colder months, and the children at the moment are required to wear those on Fridays. So they would wear those one day of the week. We will specify which day. And we hope that we can go back to having our tennis and other extracurricular activities. We do use the creative curriculum. Oh yes, all government preschools use the creative curriculum. Yes, we do. You're welcome, Ms. Simons.
And Ms. Eve has put a link in the chat for parents. Registration starts when, Ms. Eve?
Registration application, the link will be available at midnight tonight.
Okay, because when I press it, it still says who's has.
Correct. It still says that it is not, I'm not too sure if it says it's not open or not available, but yes, so there is not an error in that. It is closed for a reason because it officially starts February the 2nd to the 4th. Anything after the 4th at midnight is deemed late. The applications will be viewed. It is not based on first come, first serve. So I know a lot of people are waiting until 12:01, and feel free to go ahead and upload your applications at that time, but it is not based on first come, first serve. I must stress that. You must have a copy of your child's birth certificate and a copy of a Belco bill for verification of address. If you do not have, and there are various sources of verification of address, but no cell phone bills, which is the popular one that everybody likes to resort to, is not permitted. You can use your bank statement. I do not need to see your debits and credits. You can use a copy of a current lease. If you have any questions, please give me a call. My number, I believe, will be posted. Will it, Ms. Mee? 505-1395, or you can give me drop me an email at jaeve@gov.bm. All students age 4 should be fully toilet trained, and it is highly recommended that they have completed their 2-year-old screening with the Child Development Program. Placement is based on parish, so please be sure that you are in the parish to apply for VictorScott, or if you've sat in on other open houses tonight, that you are in that particular parish in order to apply for that preschool. Okay. Also, I am expecting an influx of applications this year. And as much as we would love for our preschools to be full, and I'm praying that they will be oversubscribed, but if they are oversubscribed, means that you will not everyone will be successful in getting a placement. So just be mindful that we don't want you to be upset and don't have a placement for September, that you may have to have our application running concurrently with a private placement as well, so that if you're not successful in placement for government. However, if you are not awarded a placement and you are an on-time applicant, you will be placed on a waiting list. And should someone give up their spot or we have families who go back overseas or choose another avenue, homeschooling or another choice of preschool, then there are often placements that will become available. So all is not lost at that particular time. So don't panic too much. Okay, any questions?
Good afternoon, parents. I just want to let you know my email address on here is actually trot@gov.bm. I don't want anybody to send it to the wrong email and then they don't hear from me. So it's car like you're driving, trot@gov.bm. And that's if you want to have a chat about your child transitioning to VictorScott Preschool, then you can give me a call or send me an email and we can talk about any concerns you may have. Okay, thank you.
Also, my number, Ms. Ming, it should be 505-1395. I have been told I haven't been answering my phone, and that's because persons have my wrong number. So it is 505-1395.
Thank you.
No problem.
Are there any more questions?
I, Charles Fritz Webb, coming on liege man of life and limb, and of earthly worship, and faith and truth I will bear unto thee.
I am trying to see who has.
Live and die against all manner of
I'm
foes.
going to have to remove this person and put them in a waiting room. I don't know who they are. I'm trying to see who is not, who has their mic open. Hold on. Mute all. I'm going to stop recording and end this meeting.